Hello everyone, welcome to my political journalism news channel. The story for today is Ukrainian firefighters have extinguished a blaze at Europe's biggest nuclear plant ignited by a Russian attack with no radiation released, UN and Ukrainian officials say. The head of the United Nations Atomic Agency said that a Russian projectile hit a training center at the Zaporizhzhia plant. Ukrainian officials have said Russian troops took control of the overall site, but the plant staff are continuing to ensure its operations. International Atomic Energy Agency Director General Rafael Mariano Grossi said Russian forces were at the plant, but the Ukrainians were in control. Russian forces are pressing their campaign to cripple Ukraine despite global condemnation. Ukraine's state nuclear plant operator Energoatom said 3 Ukrainian soldiers were killed and 2 wounded in the attack. Mr. Grossi said 2 people were injured in the blaze that broke out. Ukraine's state nuclear regulator earlier said no changes in radiation levels have been recorded so far after the plant came under attack. Mr. Grossi later said no radioactive material was released. The attack caused worldwide concern, and evoked memories of the world's worst nuclear disaster, at Ukraine's Chernobyl. Several dozen firefighters worked to put out the blaze, which started in a training building outside the main reactor complex of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, Ukraine's State Emergency Services said in a statement. The blaze was extinguished at 6:20 a.m., 3:20 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, about an hour after the agency confirmed firefighters were on the scene. President's plea for help. In a Facebook post earlier, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accused Russia of intentionally firing at the power plant. Russian tanks are shooting at the atomic blocks equipped with thermal imagers. They know what they are shooting at. They've been preparing for this attack, Mr. Zelensky said in the post, adding our guys are keeping the atomic power station secure. The very fact Russia launched an attack at the plant is itself an extremely dangerous act and could cause a potential catastrophe, he said, accusing the invading forces of engaging in nuclear terror. No country besides Russia has ever fired upon an atomic power plant's reactors. The first time in history, he said, urging European leaders to wake up now and stop Russian forces before this becomes a nuclear disaster. He also said he feared an explosion that would be the end for everyone. The end for Europe. The evacuation of Europe, only urgent action by Europe can stop the Russian troops, he said. Do not allow the death of Europe from a catastrophe at a nuclear power station. The assault on the station triggered a phone call between U.S. President Joe Biden and Mr. Zelensky, and the U.S. Department of Energy activated its nuclear incident response team as a precaution. The attack on the eastern city of Energodar and its Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant unfolded as the invasion entered its second week, and another round of talks between the two sides yielded a tentative agreement to set up safe corridors to evacuate citizens and deliver humanitarian aid. Nuclear plant spokesman Andriy Tuz told Ukrainian television that shells were falling directly on the facility and had set fire to one of its 6 reactors. That reactor is under renovation and not operating, but there is nuclear fuel inside, he said. That was later contradicted by Mr. Grossi, the boss of the UN's Atomic Energy Agency, who said the hit training center was not part of the reactor. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba tweeted a plea to the Russians to stop the assault and allow fire teams inside. We demand that they stop the heavy weapons fire, Mr. Tuz said in a video statement. There is a real threat of nuclear danger in the biggest atomic energy station in Europe. International cause for concern. The assault renewed fears that the invasion could damage one of Ukraine's 15 nuclear reactors and trigger another emergency like the 1986 Chernobyl accident, the world's worst nuclear disaster. U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm tweeted the Zaporizhzhia plant's reactors were protected by robust containment structures and were being safely shut down. Most experts saw nothing to indicate an impending disaster. The International Atomic Energy Agency said the fire had not affected essential equipment and that Ukraine's nuclear regulator reported no change in radiation levels. The American Nuclear Society concurred, saying that the latest radiation levels remained within natural background levels. The real threat to Ukrainian lives continues to be the violent invasion and bombing of their country, the group said in a statement. John Wolfsthal, who served during the Obama administration as the Senior Director for Arms Control and Non-Proliferation at the National Security Council, said the plant's reactors have thick concrete containment domes that should protect them from tank and artillery fire. But he too was concerned about a potential loss of power at the plant, which could imperil its ability to keep the nuclear fuel cool. The mayor of Enedodar said earlier that Ukrainian forces were battling Russian troops on the city's outskirts. Video showed flames and black smoke rising above the city of more than 50,000, with people streaming past wrecked cars, just a day after the UN Atomic Watchdog Agency expressed grave concern that the fighting could cause accidental damage to Ukraine's 15 nuclear reactors. Prior to the shelling, the Ukrainian State Atomic Energy Company reported that a Russian military column was heading toward the nuclear plant. Loud shots and rocket fire were heard at the site. Many young men in athletic clothes and armed with Kalashnikovs have come into the city. They are breaking down doors and trying to get into the apartments of local residents, the statement from Energoatom said. Later, a live-streamed security camera linked from the homepage of the Zaporizhzhia plant showed what appeared to be armored vehicles rolling into the facility's parking lot and shining spotlights on the building where the camera was mounted. Then there were what appeared to be muzzle flashes from vehicles, followed by nearly simultaneous explosions in surrounding buildings. Smoke rose into the frame and drifted away. That is all for today news. Thank you for watching to my channel. Please be sure to leave your comment and subscribe below for more news updates.